What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I got to break down something here. I told you a huge update that I've made on my portfolio. I moved out of Cardano. How crazy am I? And moved all that capital into Polkadot, because if you did not watch yet, make sure you head over to the BitLab Academy stream here on this page and watch this major Polkadot update video, because there are some major things coming to Polkadot already starting this year, Q2 and Q3, changing their core time, changing how they're dealing with block space, burning. There's so much going on and so much interoperability with this ecosystem. And by the way, this ecosystem is not anything to balk at. It is absolutely massive. Looking at some of these projects here in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem map, look at all this within the Polkadot ecosystem as well. Look at all this here on the landscape of the Polkadot ecosystem. A lot of these on those parachains, especially things like BitTensor. We also see things like HydraDex. We also see Akala's in here. There's so many different projects here in the Polkadot ecosystem, and we got to talk about something. And I told you I would. You all asked for it. So let's break down where this price action may be going in this bull run. By the way, my name's Kellam. Welcome to the BitLab Academy stream. And if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, and you ding the bell. Let's go ahead and break into the charts here and talk about what is going on with Polkadot and where this is going. Well, first things first, let's zoom out and see where it's come from so we can have some idea on mapping where it might be going. Now, before we just dive in, pull our fibs and look at some levels that we need to look at, let's go ahead and break it backwards just a little bit and look at the coin market cap rankings. Now, this is going to be important because this gives you a great metric as to where Polkadot sits within the broader ecosystem. And remember, Polkadot is one of those interoperability coins, which is going to drive mass utility for this ecosystem moving into the future. Now, we can see Bitcoin, of course, number one, Ethereum, but then we come down here. Polkadot has been moving around this 14 to 16 to 12. It's been basically oscillating in this area. And if we just click on this, just always go to the basics first. Market cap of a little over $9 billion, circulating supply about 1.43 billion tokens. But what we want to do here is come over here to all, and let's just look at where the price is now compared to the previous all-time high up here in the 50s, over 50. What we always want to do is understand where the price is relative also in terms of the growth possibility from here to previous all-time high, but then also look at what it looks like when you look at the market cap, because you might actually have less of an opportunity for upside if there's been a huge amount of tokens distributed since this previous all-time high, showing that even though the price may look like it has a huge amount to run up to hit that previous all-time high, if the market cap is such to where this is much higher because there's more tokens, that may be a little bit of it might diminish your desire to chase gains on something if it's already having a huge amount of growth in market cap, but the price is still where it is at. And as we can see, this has a huge amount of growth when we're looking specifically at the market cap, and the previous market cap was up here. Look at this, all the way up above 40, $50 billion. And what are we at right now? A little over 9 billion. So it's about a 5X on the market cap just to get to previous all-time high. And as we just mentioned, there are so many updates coming to this Polkadot 2.0 that for me, it drives this idea of not just can I get gains, but where are these gains coming from? There has to be positive forward-moving development in an ecosystem when there's so much competition out there. And when you look at a project like Polkadot that has interoperability with many different types of change, bridging the gap between what's going on in this crypto ecosystem, that stands to reason that it can also attract a lot more investments writing and developing out those ecosystems. So what does this mean for price? Let's go ahead and dive back over here and let's look at what's going on with Polkadot. From where it came from to where it's at now, we can see price action is down here. It's under $7, again, about $6.54. Regardless of when you watch this, you can also utilize this as a mechanism for how you can project price into the future and get some sort of roadmap for where we're going. So let's go ahead and turn on our lines here and just notice back here, somewhat shortly after the last halving, we got a movement here of 1,264%. all the way up to this high here that which is roughly about $54. Now, where are we at now and where are we going? Everybody wants to know what's going to be the next all-time high. There's no way we can know, but what we can do is look at this roadmap, understand where there might be some roadblocks along the way, position ourselves and be ready for when price action may find a little bit of resistance so we can utilize on this bull trend when those resistance points come in and we get a dip, we understand what's coming so that we can be prepared. So as we can see here, we've got a couple lines marked out here. And in this case, we have this block of price action from about 552 up to about $6 directly below us. And we can see price action has already dipped in here, right here on the top, found support and dipped right well within the middle of this just a few days ago here in the middle of April. And we want to talk about what's going on. Now, even if this dips, we know that the bull market is right around the corner. Looking at charts like, here we are, looking at charts like this, altcoins, total market cap, and Bitcoin and altcoins. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. This is where we're at in terms of where we're at within the market cycle. And we can see, although this felt like it might be a top, oh my God, but this is when the true parabola launched off. True parabola launched off. Are we going to get that again? It stands to reason based on our understanding of market cycles and what's coming. It is coming sooner than it's coming. It's just a matter of time is the point here. So when we're looking at a price dip like we are right now, and we understand where we're at post-halving, and we know that adoption is only just starting to get started, then we want to take this opportunity. If we do get a price dip, that we can stack into this. And similarly, as this price action starts pushing up, it's not going to do this. It's not going to go straight up. What is more likely is for wherever wherever we find a bottom, we come up, rise, retrace, continuation, retrace, break through a key zone, find support on it, and then continue to the upside. And this will be the story on and on and on all the way until we get up to this previous all-time high and push beyond it. So now what does this mean? I'm just first off reminding you that nothing goes up in a straight line. So let's utilize any resistance points. Say we come up into this zone that we've already marked out and we get some resistance. This tells us this may be a buying opportunity. We break through it and this comes back down and finds support on it, buying opportunity. Resistance, come back down, find support, probably somewhere wherever this previous high was. Break through it, find support, and continuation to the upside. Using these opportunities to stack into this position on the way to the upside. Now, even if you're just buying, like I am right now, I'm predominantly right now looking for position trades to ride the majority of the run to the upside. If that's the case, great. This is still a mechanism you need to be aware of so that when the price does find resistance and pull back, you don't just dip out of your position entirely because you're a little scared. You don't understand what's going on with the market cycles. In these cases, you just need to be a little bit more patient and let the market do its work on its way up. So where is this going? Where does a price action suggest this could go? Well, these levels are the key levels we're watching as the price action does start to resolve to the upside. $10.60 up to about $10.60 to about $11. This is going to be a key area. Why? Because we have this previous range high right here. The high of this run is right in the zone, right around the $11 mark. Also, this is where resistance was. We can also see we've had a little bit of support right here as well. Going all the way back here into July of 2021, massive bounce right at the same level. We can also see on the run up back here in December 2020, this is where we found resistance. So we had resistance, support, resistance, resistance below it, and again, rejection right at this level. This is going to be a key area, a little bit of the gateway to that strong movement to the upside. Now, as the price action does continue to move to the upside, where is it going from there? Well, we're looking at this $10.50 to $11 range. And then this is that next boundary we're really watching, which is a $14 to $16 range because of these bounces here and this rejection here. And also we drag this across, we can see right in here, that's also support in the zone. So we're really watching the $10.50 to $11 range and then the $15 to $16 range in here. Now, there's going to be one more key resistance we have to watch, and that is if we pull our fib from this previous all-time high and go all the way to the market cycle lows, and that is going to be this golden pocket, which is right here. Look at this, right at the point of control of the volume here on the BitLab trading stack. This teal line that comes across, the highest amount of volume, and all of this visible view was right here, and where? Right at this golden pocket. This is what I'm talking about right here, this golden pocket, 0.618, 0.65. That's going to be a level that we're going to need to watch right there. And this is right at the $35 to $38 range. And again, this means the price action is already pushing very strong to the upside. And it's okay if we can expect a little bit of resistance here, maybe a little bit of a rejection here. That's okay. Let the market do the work and then eventually resolve to the upside. Do not get shaken out because we're getting a little bit of resistance at identified zones that we're already prepared for. In fact, if we do get that resistance into this zone and we do get a pullback, again, that's a great opportunity to stack into the position. Now, where is this going into the bull market high? Well, one of the things I really like to do is use these fibs. Remember, we just drew this for resistance on the way up. But if you use a fib, you can also double click on your fib. Let me come back over here. Double click on the fib. And we can see style. You can add in the points that you want to have on your fib. Of course, I have the 382, the 618, and I add the 0.65 for that golden pocket. But you can also do the 1.618, the 2.618, 3.618, and you can add whatever you want so you get this extension effect all the way up to project where likely price action could go on the way up. Now remember, there's a lot more coins that are in the market now compared to last cycle, but there's also a lot more money on the sidelines that may be coming in. So what I like to do is give a conservative idea about where this may be going, and then a little bit of a moonshot opportunity. And remember, do not plan only on the moonshot, because if the price doesn't reach that level and you're never able to take profits, then you end up getting left holding the bag. So what I really want to watch for is the previous all-time high right here around the $54, $55 mark. If the price action does do its work, building that stairway to heaven, the 1.618 is a very conservative level for where price can go. 1.618 is at 85.790. Okay, 79 cents, I should say, 85.79. Now, in previous cycles with altcoins, as this explosive price action moves to the upside, you can get all the way up into the 4.618, the 5.618. So in reality, there can be a range anywhere from $85 all the way up here near $300. So what does that mean? Which target do we take? Well, what I want to do, we can use basic indicators here. What we can do here is coming out, we're on the 3-day chart. I want you to notice as this price action was pushing all the way up here into this previous all-time high, we can see when the MACD, this zone right here, when this crosses from bullish expansion and it crosses over to the negative side, that was roughly about right here. So what we can do on this side is as the market is pushing up and we get up into this 1.618, for me, this is a level that in some ways should just naturally be hit. This isn't some huge explosive over the top market cycle high, out of context level. This is a very conservative level. So for me, as price action pushes up into this level, once it gets to this level, it doesn't mean I'm taking profit out. What I'm going to do, this tells me, one, we've broken previous all-time high. I'm going to keep track of these the momentum signals, looking at where we're at on the MACD, looking at the money flow, looking at also where we're at with the RSI. And we can see even right now, the RSI has come down and almost fully reset. What do I mean? Look at this. Come all the way down, and this is when we started to get the move. Coming all the way down, we're about to start getting that move. So as this starts pushing up, and we can see similarly, this was the start of the move. This is MACD crossing bearish. We also see the RSI starting to move down very strong here under the moving average. Two signals right there, just with those two things alone, that we're getting overheated and maybe at that market cycle end. Now remember, in previous cycles, post-halving, the bull market has sort of reached the top of its zone about 400 to 600 days after, let's call it 500 days after the halving. Now we can use that similarly here. So as price action is pushing up, we eclipse the 1.618. We want to keep our eyes set on about when that, we want to keep our eyes set on about how many days after the halving we are. So we can come up here, Bitcoin halving events, put that right there. And now what we can do is we can actually come to this level right here. Let's actually come right here, date range, and we can project out 500 days. So about 500 days, and this isn't going to be a given. This is just a general outline. As price action moves up and we get beyond this 1.618 and we see whatever Bitcoin's doing and the total market cap is doing as well, we have an idea on a time basis. We have an idea on, we're above a known zone that it will likely hit 1.618. And so as the price action is moving up in here, I think still conservatively, I think looking for a target somewhere between the 2 and 4.618. So, roughly about that $150 to $200 range would be a legitimate area to target. And yes, it's going to be a hopeful target. This is why we look at the time zone, the time frame post-halving, as well as where we're at in relationship above this 1.618, which is a known zone price action tends to go to on an expansion past previous highs. So that's what I have for Polkadot looking into this 2024-2025 bull run. I expect that we're going to see absolute fireworks across Bitcoin, across Ethereum, and yes, coins and projects like Polkadot, which have such an incredibly large ecosystem. Again, looking right here, how much is being built on the different parachains here within Polkadot, as well as a broader ecosystem here with Polkadot and Kusama and everything that's going on. I expect that we will likely see Polkadot above that $100 mark, hopefully somewhere in that $150 to $220 mark for Polkadot. So make sure you have your level set on that roadmap on the way up so you don't get shaken out on a little bit of a retrace, but also make sure that you have an exit strategy so you can start harvesting profits and make sure that you don't get left holding the bag, because although this is an absolutely incredible project in the ecosystem, I want you to make sure that you understand your time horizon and you don't get left holding the bag because you didn't know where to take profits. Now, I have a portion of my portfolio. I'm going to be investing long-term with Polkadot, so it doesn't even matter if it goes up, goes down. But again, that portion of my market that I am position trading or even a small time frame trading, I will be taking profits on when certain metrics get hit. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, ding the bell. I think Polkadot's absolutely going to be rocking to the upside. But stay tuned here with us at BitLab Academy. We'll make sure that you're on the right side of the trade. That's all I got. I'll see you on the BitLab daily stream. That's all I got. Adios, muchachos.